It was, you know what though, yeah, it's easy to say it was fun now, but I just like the resilience of our team and how they stayed poised and they stayed with it, even with all the ups and the downs and the swings of the game. And, like you said, that fourth and short, the goal line, when they went for it, that was huge to get them twice in a row. So, yeah, those decisions right there are pretty quick decisions and stressful ones, but players make plays.
Well, I asked you about Naren Bunton on Monday, and he showed out today with a nice grab on a touchdown. Where's just this wide receiver core at? Because it seems like you guys have about 10 players that can make a show-stopping catch at any time. Where do you feel like this wide receiver group's at?
Well, I thought coming in we had a good receiver core, but we went, coaches did a nice job bringing in some guys. But Naren, just speaking about Naren, man, Naren gets better every week. He's got high energy. He's a great person. But, man, the energy that he brings, I just got to teach him when a fair catch guy don't hit the guy that doesn't have a ball. But a tremendous catch. I like his energy, and he's just a great person on top of it. So then you still got Wolf. Schnee played. We didn't have Sergio today. But, across the board, even to the pass to Alex Allen, up the seam, which was a huge swing in that momentum, because this was a swing of momentums all day long.
Talking about guys we've asked you about, Josiah made a real nice play on that interception. Can any player make that interception? I mean,
No.
he looked like he leaped like 6 feet.
No, Josiah's a special talent, and he's each day, and he's a redshirt freshman, so each day when you look at even Tucker and Frazier and Delshawn, those are all redshirt freshmen. And it's probably what I didn't know going into the Iowa State game. I knew, but you didn't. They play so well that you don't look at them as redshirt freshmen. And now you can start seeing them get more seasoned every week as far as players of anticipating stuff. And no, Josiah's he's a talent, and plus he's very intelligent and savvy.
You did mention with Tucker how Youngstown State went against its tendency in terms of run versus pass. What was that like for you and JJ as that was playing itself out there in terms of, I would imagine, making adjustments to how they ended up attacking you with their offense?
Well, technically, we had the two fronts going back and forth, and once they settled in, they started moving it fairly. You had to win first down against these guys, and once we started leaking into one defense because they were starting to get a beat on it, and the players out there, you could see they were starting to get an edge on it. When we flipped it, that's kind of when we got back ahead of the chains in play calling, and so yeah, it's still coverage. We got some things to do in our coverage. I mean, there's no question about that, but I'm just happy for a team because the effort they put in, the time they put in, and yet the poise they showed, those are all the things that we've been preaching, and yet they had a win from everything that we've been trying to teach them.
They get 2 touchdowns in the final 2 minutes. You guys got a touchdown as well, so there's a lot of scoring going on. But what can you take away from those final 2 minutes from your defense?
Well, actually, we knew part of even up to yesterday's yesterday's meeting, the film that was shown was these guys last year at Illinois State and at Western, down with 2 possessions in both games with less than 3 minutes to go in both games and won both games. So this is the type of team that we actually had prepped them that this will go to the last whistle, and it's going to come down to a drive like that. So actually, it just so happened that as early as yesterday, this was all prepped in this fashion, knowing that this was a possibility from this team because they don't go away. That's what's different. Their coaches, that team's got will. And that's what I told them at the end of the game is what's different about Youngstown is they have will that maybe they haven't had for a while over there.
So what does it tell you about your team to come away with a victory in a game like that against a team like that?
It tells me we got work to do, but we got a lot of people to work with. So I think we got opportunity now to take another step, move it forward. But I'm excited to move into tomorrow's meeting and next week's game now.
We've talked about a lot of guys. We haven't talked about Theo yet. 21 to 29, 337 yards, makes big plays there at the end. I mean, type of thing now where you hate to say you're getting used to it in terms of you don't want to take it for granted. I mean, he was as clutch as he gets, right?
Theo did a nice job, and there's some corrections he has to make. A couple of those sacks were on him, but it's still this prep was about protection, even as much as it was last week. If we can protect, we've got receivers that we've already mentioned, and we've got a quarterback that can throw, so we've got to be able to protect. And I thought the O-line did a good job in protection, and then when you look at, two sitting up here, I mean, he's a talent too, and to get that kind of yardage, I didn't know, how many yards do you have?
129.
Yeah, so to do what he did in the run game opens up your passing game or kind of challenges you a little bit on defense. So you know, what these guys, we've got the people in place, and now with the offensive line gelling a little bit here, like you said, you were the one asking me 2 weeks ago, when you're going to settle into the offensive line, and I think we got a good rhythm of guys that are getting better each week, and we have to, because each game's going to get a little bit tougher now.
You mentioned you're going to need 6 or 7 guys on the offensive line. Josh Volk came in, Keenan Camerling came out. What was the situation there?
Well, the whole deal, if you go back and look at, you guys know what happened, so we didn't protect well way back to Weber. So that immediate week, we knew we had to change it right away without an open date. So Keenan is the backup center. So basically, Keenan's got great quickness and great speed. So actually, we moved Keenan to the guard. And at that same week, I gave Keenan a scholarship. He's a walk-on here. So I gave him a scholarship during that time slot, awarding that because he was making his way and moving his way up the depth chart. Then, so he played, and then Josh Volk really started stepping up in practice over the open date now, and man, he's a big, strong man. He's getting better each week. I mean, he's learned how we do things here, and he's a physically strong man that can really run. Now he's getting in shape as he's growing into this. So now we have Keenan and Josh, and what's great about it is you got 2 guys that have alternated at the right guard, and we're winning with both of them. Anybody else?